Post up, round in it, flossing on it. This diamond, my diamond. This rock, my rock. I woke up like this. I woke up like this. We flawless.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cammie if this is your first time here. Today we are going to get into a video that's all about how to kickstart your MUA career off. So about a year ago I started doing makeup professionally, and I had a whole bunch of good people around me that basically like showed me the way and showed me what to do so that I could get started and not like kill my budget because I was broke. So I'm gonna share the same information with you guys and just give you like a bunch of information that you can use to help you get started. So let's get into it. So the first thing that you need, because you might be traveling, you're gonna be booked and blessed and busy, you're gonna need a train case. My train case came from eBay. It was actually $26. It was super inexpensive, but whatever train case you get, you're gonna make sure that it has a lot of space, that it's secure, that it's gonna last you a good long while. So I'm definitely gonna be putting links below that'll help you guys like pick and choose which one you want. After you get your train case, the next thing that you wanna start thinking about, and this is completely optional, is think about your lighting, because you never ever wanna assume that when you go to a client that they're gonna have adequate lighting, that they'll have adequate seating. You don't wanna come in with any assumptions, so you always bring your own stuff. That's like rule number one. So I would definitely invest in a ring light if I were you. My ring light came from Amazon. It's the newer ring light. It's a 14-inch one, and it came with a ton of accessories. I use it to film my YouTube videos, and I just cannot live without it. I use it when I'm doing my own makeup, just to add lighting to my makeup room. It's just like something that I use day in and day out. And so I know that they have one on sale, the one that I have right now, for $99 on Amazon. So if I were you, I would definitely go and get that blessing. Along the same lines, you want to make sure that you have seating for your client. This is a non-negotiable. I don't think that this is anything that you can start up without, because you're not going to be looking for a fold-out chair or having people sit on like beds or anything else that might be around. You definitely need to have the right kind of chair. I'm going to show you guys the chair that I use. I chose this chair because it's super roomy, and if you are curvy like myself, you can really appreciate a chair that can hold your curves. Smaller chairs just kind of like cut into the skin, and I ain't got time for that. So I didn't want that for my clients either. So we can't even begin to think about doing anyone's makeup if we don't have enough brushes in our stockpile. So brushes are something that it should take you a little while to accumulate. I don't recommend that you go out and like go on eBay or go on Amazon and buy as many cheap brush sets as you can. That's just gonna do a disservice to you in the long run. I recommend getting a few brush sets that are affordable but still quality brushes, and just building it up over time. You don't need to rush out and get a whole bunch of stuff right away, because you're going to end up spending your money and you're going to end up having to replace stuff if you buy a bunch of cheap brushes. I never ever recommend spending your money on cheap brushes. My go-to personally is Morphe brushes. I'm going to mention them like quite a few times in this video for different reasons, but I love them. I love Morphe brushes. I have a ton of sets from them, and they always have a discount code from influencers floating around. So I'm going to link some of those below so that you can save your 10%, just like I always do. Once you have your brushes, you have to definitely consider how you're going to clean and disinfect your brushes. Some people use brush cleaner, some people use like dishwashing liquid, some people use like their favorite go-to brush cleaner. I personally have recently come to love Cinema Secrets makeup brush cleaner. I love this stuff. This size bottle is actually like $40 on Amazon, but they come in like much smaller sizes. I like this for a bunch of reasons. Number one, it dries your brushes in like 30 minutes flat. So Like the other day I had a client and I needed to wash some makeup brushes like really quickly. I wanted to have certain ones ready for her, and her appointment was like in an hour and a half. So I really quickly had to grab my Cinema Secrets and just get right to it, and they were ready for the appointment. Another reason I like Cinema Secrets is because it conditions your brushes and disinfects your brushes. I would also recommend just getting a little spray bottle and putting 91% alcohol, pure alcohol, in the kit. I keep that on me at all times. I'm always spritzing like eyeliners, lip liners, whatever you need to. I spritz my brushes with it. I would just always keep 91% alcohol with me at all times. So sometimes when you're doing someone's makeup, you're gonna need to invest in disposables. So I always keep a pack of these. I don't know if you can see it really well. These are mascara wands. I keep these. You can buy these in like increments of like 50, 100, 500, whatever your need is, on Amazon and eBay. I'm gonna put a link below. But you don't wanna be dipping a mascara wand and using it on multiple clients. That's nasty, and that'll probably get you sued. So if I were you, I would definitely invest in disposable mascara wands. I also have a huge pile of disposable lipstick wands as well, because you do not want to be sharing lip products with anybody, because your clients are always watching you. You don't want them seeing you double dipping into anything. That's not good practice. That's not like ethical at all, and it's kind of disgusting. So make sure that you have a ton of these. Like I said, you can buy them in increments of 50, 100, however many you need on eBay. Another $2 holla that I love from eBay is my palettes. I almost forgot the name of this. That's so weird. These are acrylic palettes. You can get them in acrylic, you can get them in stainless, you can get them like in any material, metal ones, whatever you need. But I like these. They come with a metal spatula as well, just in case you have to dig into products. But I put all of my cream products on here, so lipstick, foundation, concealer, just because you never want to be double dipping into your products. So you take it out of the container that it comes in and you place it right on here, and it just makes it easier. I recommend buying maybe like 5 or 6 of these at a time. They're only $2, and it's good to have them stocked up, because if you're having multiple clients, then you're going to need multiple clean palettes for each client. A couple other items that you want to make sure that you keep stocked in your kit are makeup remover wipes, Q-tips, Vaseline, just in case a client has like chapped lips or ashy lips. You need a pencil sharpener, you need tweezers, you're going to need your eyelash glue, 91% alcohol. Like I said, I do not leave my house without that. It is so indisposable in my kit. You need some just face moisturizing lotion. You never know if you're going to have to moisturize a client. Mascara, micellar water. I have like a mini micellar water that I keep in my kit, because believe it or not, clients don't always come with their face clean, and so sometimes you're going to need to clean their face for them. So that's why I keep the micellar water. And cotton pads to use along with the micellar water. You should also keep a little hand sanitizer in there and some hair clips as well. Okay, so now that you've gotten like all of your equipment, you feel like you're ready to get started, then you've got to start thinking about your makeup. And first and foremost is always going to be your complexion products. What foundations are you going to use? What concealers are you going to use? So when I first started out, I made a custom palette, a custom foundation palette, and I'll show it to you. This is the custom foundation palette that I made. I bought this empty palette off of MAC.com for $8. I bought 2 of them, and I'll show you why I use the other one. So it's double-sided, and so you can put products on this side and inside. I bought the full range of the black opal foundation sticks. I melted them down. So basically I took the container that the product came in and chopped off a little bit of it, put it in the products container, and melted it in the microwave for increments of like 30 seconds. Took about a minute to a minute and a half to get it fully melted down, and then you pour it into the empty well. You have to buy these wells from MAC also to go into the palette. The wells are like $3 each. So they're very inexpensive. So like total for this whole thing, I paid $14 because I have 2 sides of wells and one $8 empty pro palette. I usually use this when I'm traveling. If I'm going to a client, I don't have a lot of room in my kit to stock up on all of my Maybelline Fit Me foundations. Those are the ones that I use at my home studio. That's when I'm doing makeup inside of my house, and I do makeup from my house pretty much like 90% of the time, so I rarely ever have to pull this baby out. Just another little tip is that on the back, I don't know if you guys can see it, I just kind of made like a little chart on Microsoft Word and just basically like put what the shade names were, just in case a client wants to know or I want to reference it. You have all the shade names on the back. I also did the same thing with lipsticks so that you're not breaking the bank. You can already use things that you have. So I have the hugest lipstick collection ever. So I basically took my lipsticks and made a palette out of it. Again, the MAC Pro palette, the empty wells. These wells are smaller than the other one. These wells hold 24 products on each side, I believe, and I have 2 sides of those just in case I want to fill these up as well. The foundations that I use at home are the Maybelline Fit Me foundations. I bought about 17 or 18 shades of that foundation, and I love it so much. It's super inexpensive. I think they're like $5 or $6 each, and so it doesn't take a whole lot for you to invest in just getting a full range of those, going all the way from like porcelain, which is I think the lightest shade that they have, to Java 375, which is like the darkest shade that they carry now. And I've never ever had a client that I could not shade match with the Maybelline Fit Me. Like, they have a shade for everybody, and if not, you can definitely mix and create a custom shade for someone. So for concealers, I recommend 2 products. I recommend getting the range of the LA Girl Pro concealers. They're about $3 each, but if you go on eBay or Amazon, they have a ton of bundle offers. So you can buy them in increments of 3, 6, 12, 24, or all of them, which is I think like 36. I will definitely put links below for those, just because you want to have a wide range of products. Like with your foundations, you never want to have a client sit in your chair and you don't have a correct color for them. That's never a good feeling. I don't like that feeling, and so you always want to be prepared. If you are putting yourself out there as a professional makeup artist, you need to have a shade range to match the lightest woman to the darkest woman that could sit in your chair, or man, whoever is in your chair. The other thing that I recommend is investing in a MAC concealer palette. This one is about $40, but I get so much use out of it. It's got a color corrector in there. I think it's got 2 correctors in there, and it's got 4 other concealer shades, and I feel like I use this every single time I do someone's makeup, so it's definitely a good investment to have. For brow products, I use pencils on my clients. I find that it's a lot easier. I bought a bunch of like NYX gel brow products, and then I bought a bunch of pomades as well, and I find that it's just easiest for me to use brow pencils. And so I know ColourPop has all of their pencils for $5, and they carry blonde, taupe, redhead, they carry brunette, they carry dark brown or like espresso, which is the shade that I use. It's called black and brown. I stock up on that shade the most because I service a lot of African American women. We all like to have like dark popping brows, so I run through those pencils like so quickly, so I always stock up on black and brown. And then they also have jet black, so some clients are going to want that jet black super dark look. They carry that as well, and like I said, the pencils are all $5 each. They carry pomades as well for $6, but I've never really gotten into their pomades. I'm an ABH dip brow kind of girl myself, and I know that Queen Cosmetics also has an MUA bundle. I think this is so genius because they make an entire bundle with the whole range of dip brow products for MUA. When the bundle is on sale, I think it's something like $55 or $50 or something like that, but I think that is just such a genius idea on their part. For eyeshadows, I think when you're just starting out, the good thing is everybody has eyeshadow. We all use it. There's like not an MUA out there or a makeup enthusiast out there that doesn't have a ton of eyeshadow laying around. If you don't have a lot of eyeshadow, that is okay. I would recommend that you get 2 types of palettes to start with. I think that you should get a bright palette with a ton of like super bright popping colors, just in case your client wants that. I would recommend the Morphe 35B for that. That palette is like so full of bright colors and really pigmented, just a really good palette. Plus you can get 10% off with an influencer code. And then the other palette is also a Morphe palette, which is the 35O. It's full of neutrals. It's full of just like really pretty oranges and browns and taupes and just all the colors that you need for like really pretty natural glam. So you don't have to break the bank trying to buy eyeshadows when you're just getting started. Don't do that. Work with what you have, or work with something that's really inexpensive. I personally like to reach for my Z palettes when I'm traveling to a client. When I'm at home, I have like all 50 of my eyeshadow palettes to pull from. But if I'm traveling to a client, then like I said, I like to have this Z palette because it's like full of bright colors. So just in case they want something really bright, this is here for them. I also bring along my neutral palette. This is a Z palette that I put together with a bunch of like nude neutral shades, and this gets so much use in my kit. You're also going to want to start thinking about like highlight and contour products. For the under eye highlight, we talked about the LA Girl concealers. Make sure that you have a nice range of translucent setting powders as well. So if you have Caucasian clients, you're going to need something that's a little bit lighter. If you have fair skin or light skin clients, you want something that's going to be a good fit for them. I like the Sacha Buttercup powder for them. And then if you have deeper skin clients, you want to have something that accommodates them as well. So I recommend something like Black Opal. They have a really nice setting powder for darker skin. I love it. It's like really finely milled and nice. For contour, I would recommend that you just get like a BH Cosmetics or NYX Cosmetics powder contour palette. They come in a ton of shades. I think there's usually either 6 or 8 shades in those, and I'll put a picture of what I mean. I love those contour palettes for clients because you can service someone who has really fair skin all the way to someone with a deeper skin tone just out of one palette, and it fits really nicely into your kit. For highlight, like a shimmer highlight, I love my Anastasia Glow Kit. And so this is an Ultimate Glow Kit by Anastasia. But there are different companies that make this exact same type of product. ColourPop has one that looks like this. e.l.f. has one that looks like this. So you do not have to break the bank to get a highlighter palette. And they usually come with like 4 or 6 shades inside of it. So with blush, my go-to is this e.l.f. palette that I got for customers. I love this palette. It's got like really pretty shades, and it only cost about $6, but it's so pigmented and the shades are flattering like on everybody's skin tone. I would also recommend investing in something like this palette from Juvia's Place. I love this palette. I actually just got this one recently, but I bought 2 of them just because you have a ton of options and colors all in one, and it fits really nicely into your kit. So I know when I have clients, one of their favorite parts about getting their makeup done is getting lashes. I would recommend that you go on AliExpress or eBay and stock up on mink lashes. I always order maybe like 5 to 10 pairs at a time, and I'm buying them like every other week. But stock up on those lashes because they have minks for about $2 to $3 each. You never want to overspend on eyelashes, especially when there's so many good options out there. So I'll put some links below for some affordable, beautiful lashes. Let's discuss priming and finishing sprays because you're definitely going to need some of those in your kit. There are a ton of like budget-friendly options. Like there's the Wet n Wild sprays, and I think that e.l.f. has a spray out. Like I think every company has a spray, but I would definitely recommend putting a little more money into your primer and your finishing sprays. So I recommend the Skindinavia brand. I love these. I went to a Beyonce concert and I did my makeup. I was looking flawless, feeling good, and I finished it off with the finishing spray, and it started raining at the concert. It was a stadium concert. Everybody around me was like super sad and so miserable because they spent all that time and energy on their makeup, and the rain just destroyed it. But mine was still sitting pretty. It looked like I had like a fresh little mist on my face, but because I used the Scandinavia finishing spray, my makeup did not budge. You also want to think about like actual cream primer, and I want you to be thoughtful when you buy these primers. So I really like the e.l.f. primers. I feel like they work just as well, if not better, than some high-end primers. They have a bunch of different formulas. The 3 formulas that I would recommend are the hydrating formula, the pore filler one, and then just the regular like white normal skin tone one. You need the hydrating one because sometimes your clients are going to have really dry skin, and you want to address it before you put any complexion products on top of their skin. You're going to want the pore filler one because some clients have things like craters on their face or just like really deep pores, and before you start layering on any makeup, you want to address it. And then the white one is kind of like the universal one. That's the one that I use for my skin. It's just like that one works for most people, but you want to invest in all 3, and I think they're like $6 each. Just get all 3 so that you can take care of any type of client no matter what their skin type is, and you can prime them and make their makeup look perfect. You're also going to want to invest in things like lip liners. I know that the beauty supply store has really good lip liners. ColourPop has great lip liners. Those are my go-to. NYX makes amazing lip liners. I have like 20 of those laying around. Just make sure that you're always keeping your lip liners like clean and sanitary, as with all of your products, but just keep a special eye out for those. Always keep them sharpened, always keep them sanitized and just ready to go. And then another thing that you could invest in is glitter or glitter liner, especially for like prom season. I know that the girls love to have glitter. Like clients are always requesting glitter, so I got a super affordable set of glitters. I got like 30 cosmetic glitters in different colors, and I bought them on eBay. I bought them for like $7, and they come in these like really cute little jars like that. I don't know if you can see this, but you get 30 of these, like a set of 30, and you get a bunch of different colors. Last thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is just kind of like marketing yourself. So you want to think about putting together a website, because social media is like super helpful in getting clients, but you always want to have your own platform, because what if Instagram is gone one day? What if Twitter is gone one day? Your website is forever. That's something that you've built and that you're in control of, so you always want to have that. I built my website on Wix.com, and I'm gonna put a link below to show you guys like what it looks like if you want to like browse through it or get some ideas. Feel free to do that. I paid $22 a month for it. I bought my domain name, and so you buy your domain name, you put your website together, and you have your very own platform. So I had a client from Texas last week, and I asked her like, how did you find out about me? Like, how did you find my page? And she said, I just Googled, and I was Googling makeup artists in Chicago, and your website came up, and I loved your work. So it's always a good idea to have your very own platform to put your work on. You also want to invest in some business cards when you're just starting out. Like I remember when I first started, I had Vistaprint, and I got like 500 cards from Vistaprint. They were so plain, but Vistaprint has a lot of good options. I just didn't put so much energy into it at the beginning. I personally now love to use Zazzle for my business cards. I think they are so pretty. Like, maybe I'm a little biased, whatever, but my business cards come from Zazzle. They cost a little bit more though. So on Vistaprint you can get 500 for like $10, but on Zazzle you can get them like in increments of like 50 or 100, and it costs like $25. So you're gonna spend a little bit more, but I love the way that they look, so it's worth it to me. And then the last piece of advice that I'm going to give you is just about your mindset. You're going to encounter countless people who are going to tell you that your prices are too high, or you shouldn't be charging what you charge. They're going to ask you for a discount. No one can tell you what you're worth more than you. You set your own prices, you determine what you get paid, and you set the bar for what your work is worth. So don't let anybody badmouth you or make you feel bad for what you charge, because at no point is it ever going to cost your client what it costs you to do their face. It costs hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do someone's full face of makeup, and that's not what you're asking them for. So be firm in your pricing. Don't let anybody talk down to you if they don't want you to do their makeup. Keep it moving to the next person, because there's always going to be someone who's willing. So I hope that this video was helpful to a few people. There's also a thread on my Twitter that goes along with this. So if you have any questions or comments, concerns, leave them below, and hopefully I can answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single person who watches my videos. I will see you next time.